All right. So welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744. So today, guys, we are live to do the Champions League second leg preview, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, guys. Like I said, guys, hopefully we can get some guests to come on, man. Should be very, very exciting, man. And yeah, like I said, guys, very, very exciting. So we're gonna be here for around an hour. And yeah, man, UCL time, man. UCL, man. The UCL. Let me read some comments, man. So, let's go and get started, man. So let me go ahead and tell people we're live. Live now. UCL. So let's go and get started. Let's go and get started, guys. Let's go and get started. So Matt says hello to you, man. Hello to you, Matt. Hello to you. Jander says hello. Hi, man. Hi. So let me go ahead and get my timestamps on for you guys. So we're starting. I think we're going to start the preview probably at 3 minutes. So there's only one game to start, man. Only one place to start here, guys. And we're going to start with the Tuesday's games first. So that's going to be the Chelsea Real Madrid. So Chelsea versus Real Madrid. We're going to start with that game first. So let me go ahead and get the football thing. So Chelsea versus Real Madrid. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. Let me get the image for you guys. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Share my screen. Okay. So let me go ahead and invite my friend on. Hopefully he joins. And let me go access out. Okay. So where are we at? Okay. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. So, Champions League. All right, so let's start with the first game which we have here is Chelsea versus Real Madrid. I guess we're going to start at the 4th minute mark. Fourth, and I was just say 4:20. Okay, for this game, man. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Chelsea fan, I don't know what to say. It's looking rough. It's looking really rough. I mean, you're down 2-0 in aggregate. Real Madrid looked in cruise control. And the thing is with Chelsea in particular is that I just don't know where the goals are coming from, man. I don't know, man. I don't know where the goals are coming from in this game. And yeah, I mean, it's really concerning if you're a Chelsea fan to see this kind of thing because I don't really know how Chelsea's going to score the goals. Like, who's going to score the goals for Chelsea, man? Who's going to score the goals for them, you know? And yeah, that's my concern, man. So that if you're a Chelsea fan, man, you must be concerned to see what is happening with the goal scoring because obviously, Kai Havertz is just not that great in front of goal. Obviously, Chilwell is suspended for the game. Then obviously, Broha is not. It's difficult to see. I don't see comeback at all for Chelsea. There is very, very difficult. And Chelsea, they just haven't scored, man. Like, look in the last couple of games. The last game they've scored was against Everton, which was, by the way, a March. When was that game, actually? What does it say here? March 18th. It's been nearly a month since Chelsea have scored. It's getting to the stage where it's getting really desperate, man. And I like I said, man, I just don't see how Chelsea can score. Even if they do score, they cannot score three. Like at most, they're probably scoring is one or two. Two is the most. They're not scoring more than two goals. And for Real Madrid, it's almost certain that they're going to score one goal. And yeah, for Real Madrid, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens because obviously Vinicius is a little physical discomfort, which could be very much problematic. But obviously, you got Karim Benzema, who loves to score against Chelsea. Then Toni Kroos is doubtful for Lamendi, And yeah, for me, man, personally, I think Real Madrid should be advancing, guys. Real Madrid should be advancing, and yeah, so we'll see though because, like I said, man, in the Champions League, things can always get interesting because we all said the same with last season, man. With Real Madrid last season, we all said that Chelsea for sure will advance. Real Madrid for sure will advance, but we all know how the second leg panned out. It was a lot more closer than it should have been, So, yeah, I don't know, man. Let me read some comments. Actually, he's gonna come in around 2 minutes, guys. So in the meantime, I'm gonna read your comments, and then he'll give his perspective. Young #30 says, hello, Mr. Arpon. Hello to you, man. Hello to you. Matt Jones says, I expect Real Madrid to be composed in this game. Real Madrid easy. Yeah, Real Madrid should be winning. Chelsea haven't scored in like a month. Matt Jones says, Chelsea 1, Real Madrid 1 is my prediction. Possibly a dramatic 2-1 home win. But here's the thing, Matt. Even if Chelsea do win 2-1, Real Madrid still advance 3-2 on aggregate. So, yeah. Theodore was great last time, as always. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out, guys. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult for Chelsea to win this. And even if they do win this, guys, they could win this by 1-0, and it may not even be enough. That's the scary thing is that Chelsea, here's the scary thing, guys, with Real Madrid is that Chelsea could actually combat and the Real Madrid do a comeback on Chelsea. That's a sick thing, man. I wouldn't be surprised Real Madrid do that because that's what Real Madrid always do. That's what Real Madrid is known for doing. So, yeah, I really seriously don't know how Chelsea's gonna get the goals, man. So, yeah, let's go look at the odds, man. Let's look at the odds for this one. So the second leg, man, so obviously it'll be Tuesday, April 18th, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And oh my God, the win percentage 36% to Chelsea, 27% for a draw, and then 37% for Real Madrid. Timelines. Chelsea have lost 2 of the last 3 European matches against Real Madrid, both in UEFA Champions League quarterfinals across the last 2 campaigns. They hadn't lost any of their first 5 against them before this. Across the last 2 seasons, Chelsea's only home UEFA Champions League defeat was against Real Madrid April 2022. No away team has ever won 2 Champions League games at Stamford Bridge against the Blues. Chelsea suffered a 2-0 defeat away at Real Madrid for the first leg of this tie. The Blues, however, progressed from 5 of the last 7 UEFA Champions League ties, will lose the first leg away from home, and done so in each of the last 2 when losing by 2 clear goals versus Napoli and versus PSG. Real Madrid progressed from 18 of their 19 UEFA Champions League ties after winning the first leg by 2 or more goals, failing only in the 2003-2004 against Monaco in the quarterfinals, and they were eliminated on away goals. Chelsea progressed from the last 16 ties in the UEFA Champions League this campaign, despite losing the first leg against Borussia Dortmund. Since the last 16 was introduced in 03-04, only 2 sides have reached the semifinals after overcoming first leg deficit in both the last 16 and quarterfinal season. Monaco 03-04 and Roma in 17-18 season. So maybe there's a chance for Chelsea. According to the statistics, man, according to the insights, there is a chance, man. There is a chance, it says here, which is going to be very, very interesting, man. So, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what takes place here. But like I said, though, you would still expect Real Madrid to advance. So, it's going to be very, very difficult for Chelsea to advance in this one. But yeah, we'll see, though. Greater things have happened, and maybe the unthinkable can happen again, man. maybe the unthinkable can happen again. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens then. All right, let's read some of your comments, man. Hopefully, he joins us soon because um, it's gonna get interesting. Anyways, as always, sup. Chelsea have no chance, to be honest. Come on. I know Chelsea is really, really bad, but come on. No chance is really, really harsh. No chance is really, really harsh. You know. So yeah, no chance is very, very harsh. Like there is a chance, but obviously, it's not that huge of a chance. But there is still a chance. Like there is small faith. Okay, guys. I know it could also be so dramatic in the sense that Real Madrid is scoring late. Exactly, man. Dream scenario for AD. Pulisic scoring a brace and knockout Real Madrid. Yeah, I mean that was when Pulisic scored the first time against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I was going insane. I genuinely didn't give Chelsea I thought Real Madrid would advance. I didn't think Chelsea would do it, and they were so good that season, man. Tuchel, man, what a team that was, man. Chelsea 2021. Maybe the 3-0 prediction from Chelsea's owners come true. Todd B, man. Oh my god. Oh man. Todd B. Manchester says Albert will back and predict Captain America to come clutch. Yeah, I mean Albert Cardenas, man. I don't know if he's watching right now, but I mean it would be a dream. It would be amazing, guys. So smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're new, man. Subscribe if you're new. So how many likes we're on? We're on 4 likes, guys. 4 likes. We need to do much better than this, man. We should be reaching 10 likes. 10 likes in today's stream, man. When I check this like button, man, I want to see us at double digits, man. Double digits. Anyways, we have a guest here, man. Hello, Vass. Thank you for joining.
No problem. It's been a while. Been a minute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, give me your quick thoughts on Chelsea Real Madrid. The second leg.
I think it might be like a 0-0 draw or something like that. Or maybe like Real Madrid gets like maybe like a 1-0 or 2-0 win. Yeah, like I mean, bro, like I was shocked, to be honest, at that performance by Chelsea in the first leg. Like I don't know, like who are they playing this weekend? Are they playing like a pretty decent team?
I think they're playing Brighton.
Yeah, I think they're losing that. So, like, I think they're going to come into this with, like, absolutely no hope. And it's going to be another abject performance and, like, just, like, maybe, like, a drab 0-0 draw or maybe, like, a Madrid win, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really much to say on this one. I think most of us already know what's going to happen, that Real Madrid will most likely advance, even if, and the thing is with Chelsea is that they created a good chance the first leg. I remember that Felix chance, like he should have scored that, and then the Sterling chance, man, and that I don't know, man. It's just the issue with Chelsea is that I don't know where the goals are coming from. That's the big concern.
Typically, like with Chelsea, like I noticed, like against Liverpool, for example, at Stamford Bridge, they actually created more chances than Liverpool. But the difference is in this game, they had good chances, but to be honest, I think Madrid had more chances than them. So like,
yeah.
In this game, like compared to the Liverpool game from last week, like their defense looked a lot more shaky, and they're not even gonna have Koulibaly and Chilwell, which I mean those two are like massive losses, to be honest, for them. So I think like Madrid, like I think like it depends on what Madrid wants to do. Like if Madrid wants to score right away, like last season at Stamford Bridge, like. And Madrid somehow just goes 1-0 up, like inside like 20 minutes or something like that. Like I mean, I don't know. Like it could get ugly, to be honest.
Yeah, I just think that the thing is with Chelsea is that Real Madrid is that they could be in second gear for this game, because I feel like in the first leg, Real Madrid didn't even look like. I mean, they looked like they were in cruise control.
It was pedestrian.
Yeah, like that's the thing. That scary thing with Real Madrid, in that. I know last season Chelsea almost did the comeback against them, but the thing is like this Chelsea team is considerably worse than that team. Like,
I don't know what happened.
So yeah, for me, man, I mean they have to hope that Real Madrid just goes easy upon them, because dude, this might be a blowout at Stamford Bridge, which it's not looking good, man. It's not looking great. So, I mean, we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see what happens with this game. But yeah. I mean, personally, for me, I mean, are you going with a draw, right?
Yeah, I'll say 0-0.
Yeah, I haven't made my prediction yet, but I'm just saying this right now. Chelsea's not coming back, and so yeah, that's the important thing, man. Important thing. So let's go read some comments, and then we'll move on to the next game. Bernabeu was getting renovated 2020, 2021. Oh yeah, that's right. Alfredo Di Stefano. That would be amazing if Pulisic can score again, but dude, the guy's he's barely playing at Chelsea, man. So, Boy says hi. HGO says Chelsea could be in the genuine chance of relegation if they had 9 points less. Oh my god,
he had us in the first half.
Chelsea, man, this is like really bad. Like I knew Chelsea would struggle a lot this season. I mean, I did say they wouldn't get top 4 this season, but like it feels like, because I said at the beginning of the season, I think I said 6th, and now 6 feels really generous because they're like 11th, I think, in the Premier League. So
yeah,
it's like rough, man, rough. Sevilla might win Europa League and get relegated. No, I mean, I still think Sevilla will survive. I don't think they'll get relegated because
they're not really that close to relegation. They're like in 13th, I think.
Yeah. The thing is, like, they're bad, but like the thing is with relegation, it's about really, really bad. I don't think Sevilla is that bad yet. And plus, I think there are teams worse than Sevilla in terms of quality.
Much worse.
Yeah. Toya Verdirk says hi. Thank you for joining, man. Okay, I said your name. This has to be Man City's year. We always say this, man. We're gonna speak about Man City in a bit, but yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm still sticking with Real Madrid as my favorites. They are the defending champions, and for me, they are the team you don't want to write off upon. You never sleep upon Real Madrid, never ever. So let me go ahead and look at the poll, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game. So, what do you guys say in the poll there? So, let's see. How many likes we're also on? Please hit the like button if you haven't already. I want to get 10 likes on today's stream, man. So, how many likes we're on? We are on 5 likes. Come on, guys. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Okay. So, 4 of you guys go with Real Madrid win. 1 person goes with a draw. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to end that poll there, I guess. So, let's go ahead and move on to the next game, which is, I think, a lot more interesting. Probably the game I'm actually most looking forward to next week. Oh, sorry, I clicked the first like. Let me click this.
If you remember, I actually tweeted it out, and you replied to the tweet as well that like this was going to be the much more interesting match on that day.
Yeah, and for me, this is definitely the match to watch next week because this is a fantastic match. And what's really interesting with this match in particular is how it's so tough to call. Like I think it's really difficult to call. I wouldn't be surprised if it was extra time, you know. Now I'm concerned with Napoli. The big concern is like Kim Min-jae suspended, who is one of their best players, best defenders, and he's going to be replaced by either Juan Jesus or Østigård. Juan Jesus is very old. I don't think the guy is that great. He's like a French player. Then Østigård, he's decent, but he's like a very much inexperienced. I don't think he has enough experience in this kind of big stage like this. And I believe he's a new player. I think he came in this summer, I think, or something like that. I don't know if I might be wrong there, but yeah. Then obviously Anguissa is also suspended as well. So I would imagine the replacement would probably be, who's going to be the CDM replacement? I mean, it would probably be like Demi. I think Demi would probably be the replacement. And then obviously Giovanni Simeone is out. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Osimhen will be back for the second leg. He will be back for the second leg, which I think is very, very crucial for Napoli because I think if Osimhen didn't play the second leg, I think it's really, really difficult for Napoli to advance. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I think like it's very difficult with the Kim Min-jae and Osimhen if they're both not there.
Yeah. And so, and then for Milan, the only real injury they have is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and obviously we know the guy doesn't really play that much nowadays, so you know it's not really that big of a loss. So what do you think is a really interesting thing with this? For me, this matchup is Milan. For me, like this Milan team is really good. Like they're defensively very solid, and they're very good in the transition. They can hit you on the counterattack. My concern with Milan is that they just don't score enough goals. That's my only concern with this team, you know?
Yep. I think they need a more dynamic striker than Giroud.
Yeah, I feel like, Giroud. he is a good striker. We're not saying he isn't, but like the thing is, like I feel like
he's not
dynamic.
Like,
yeah, he's eight. Like I just don't think he's a striker that suits. I just don't think he's like that great long-term striker per se.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just a finisher in the box. Like he can finish the goal. He can finish for you. You know, I just don't think he has that link-up play that that Osimhen can offer. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Brahim Diaz has been a really important player for Milan. So, how do you think Milan can advance from this, and how do you think they'll play? How do you think they'll play in this tie? Like, how much possession do you think they'll keep?
The game plan has to be like score an early goal and just shit house him. Basically, like there's going to be a lot of pressure. There's going to be like the fans are going to be up for it. Like the Napoli's going to be up for it. They're only a goal down, so even with the missing players, like. You know, they can concede a 3-2 like without the away goals rule like takes them to extra time, and if it goes to extra time, they likely win it, being at home. So they're in actually a pretty good position. So for Milan, like the key thing is actually to score early and go 2-0 up on aggregate, and then it would make it extremely difficult for Napoli to come back, and like the crowd will like just get killed. The players will get a little bit like shaken by that. Napoli don't have the experience in Champions League to deal with that kind of thing. So I think like the mission has to be to score early in the first half, and then like if you want, like try and score early in the second half. Like I think that's
yeah. I feel like do you remember the second leg when Milan played against Spurs? I feel like it could be very similar to that game.
Yeah, it's very similar, to be honest. I agree.
Yeah, and I feel like Milan, they're just gonna defend for their lives, be very solid defensively, and if there's any attacks, obviously they'll try to counter. And I think I think Napoli will have more of the onus. They'll have more possession, and it's going to be very interesting. But for me, the issue is that I just think Napoli is a way better team than Spurs. So I don't see how Napoli don't score in this game. Especially if Kavicha and Osimhen play. So that's why I say that this could very well go to extra time. That this ends 1-0 after 90 minutes, and it goes to extra time, and who knows from what happens from that point on. So that's why I'm really excited for this game in particular. This is the game that I'm actually most excited for.
Yeah, this could very well go into extra time if there's Osimhen, because Milan haven't had to deal with Osimhen in the last two games. Like when they won 4-0 and then the last game as well. So like it'll be a completely different threat for them. So like I think like with Osimhen there, like you have a very good chance of extra time, and maybe even if things go well, like Napoli might even kill it in 90 minutes as well.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be very interesting to see what happens. And my issue with Napoli is that they just don't have I think the depth is going to kill them. Like, I feel like at the center back position, like Kim Min-jae being suspended, like how are they going to replace him? In Gisa, they're going to play Demi. And these guys are like very much squad players. They haven't really played that much this season. I can show you the stats here, I believe. Like he's like Dem has barely played this season, 4 matches, and he's barely played. Only 80 minutes against Spets, so that's his real contribution. And then obviously Juan Jesus. Actually, I spelled his name right. Sorry. Right. He's 31 years old, and he's played 9 matches. He's got a goal, so But yeah, like I said, man, he's not really played a lot this season. And that's a worry for Napoli, is that. Are these fringe players like gonna like get the occasion get to them? Are they gonna handle that's my concern with Napoli, is that I feel like the pressure might be too much for them, because this is a very much new territory. This is the first time they made to the Champions League quarterfinals and the new Champions League format, I believe. So it's obviously Milan are very much experienced. They have the second most Champions Leagues, obviously behind Real Madrid. So
that might be true, but this Milan team, like in particular, is not experienced. And actually, like we can talk about it later, but like my favorite to make the final from this whole half of the bracket is actually Inter, because I think Inter are the most dangerous team and the most experienced team actually out of these 4. But like I think like the fact that it's at home will help like some of these like these noobs in Napoli's team who don't have much game time this season, who have to like come in last minute like and just be like filling in for the regulars. Like, I mean, if the fans are behind them, they might, play decent. And I think home field advantage, like, especially without the away goals rule, is going to be huge. And it takes a lot of the pressure off, especially like whoever's going to play in place of Kim Min-jae.
Yeah. That's going to be very interesting. So let's go read some comments, guys. And then obviously put the poll there. We're going to be live for around an hour, guys. So just so you guys know. So we're 25 minutes in. So, yeah, let me read some comments, man. Man United doing remontada on themselves. Oh my god. We'll speak about the maybe if we have time we could briefly discuss Europa League. Obviously, we're gonna prioritize Champions League, but maybe we could do a little preview for the upcoming games next week. Well, best front three: Pulisic for experience versus Real Madrid, Felix because for his goals, and better than Havertz, Modric for speed. Oh my god. Oh man, Modric, man. Let's move on, man. Anyways, enter UCL final will be boring. AC Milan will be fun. I don't know. I mean, the thing, like, that's the harsh thing is that whichever team makes it to the final from this side will most likely lose the final.
Most likely, like, I don't know. Like, I just, yeah, like, the draws was pretty rigged, man. Like, you can't lie.
Yeah. And, I mean, from a neutral's point of view, which team would you say would be the most entertaining from this side of the bracket?
The most entertaining team might have been Benfica, honestly. Because from what I saw in the group stage, they could roll with the big boys, and a lot of people did say it was going to be a Napoli-Benfica semi. I mean, that's what at least the bookkeepers would say, like it's a Napoli-Benfica semi, and then Napoli would make the final. But the truth is, like, Inter Milan is a bad matchup for all of these teams. Like, they're a bad matchup for AC Milan. They know how to beat them.
Yeah, we'll talk about Inter in a bit later. We'll go into more depth, but I think I would agree with you. I think Benfica's probably, like, if you're a neutral's point of view, it's probably the most entertaining of the four teams. Because
Roger Smith is a very underrated manager as well. Like, I mean,
he's a very, very good manager.
So he's very good.
Yeah. 10th game in Italia, man. Napoli without Osimhen. I think also, I'm pretty sure he'll play this game. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think their president said that, I think. The Napoli president. So, Ravens production says, hello, G-Man. Hey, AD. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. I think Napoli will make the comeback. Ooh, interesting, man. Interesting. That would be interesting to see. Napoli have a strong first team, but no depth. Yeah, that's my concern with this Napoli team is that I think they have a very good first team, but once they get the key players injured, I think this team doesn't really have that good depth. You know, so that's where my concern is. Poi says, is Osimhen back? It's not 100% he's guaranteed, but he's likely back. He should be back. AC Milan needs to narrow Napoli's attacks. No, Osimhen and the wingers are dangerous. Ravens say that's true. Osimhen will play second leg. As the Saudis say, where's Sebastian? Yeah, where is Sebastian, man? Where is Sebastian, the Milan fan, man? He should be here. Ravens production that Napoli should invest in their depth this season. I agree. I'm thinking extra time. Ooh, interesting. Imagine AC Milan UCL final after not being UCL for a long time. Yeah, that would be crazy. Imagine they win the Champions League.
Everybody's saying that, dude, but like, yeah, like I don't think it's happening, to be honest.
No, like I said, imagine. Like that would be a crazy story.
No, like I mean, I'm forced to imagine because everywhere I look, like that's all I see nowadays. It's like AC Milan, like AC Milan's gonna win the 8th, which I hope they do because I think they're a much bigger club than Bayern and Liverpool. So I hope they keep that like that cushion above those teams. But like, like I just don't see
it. Yeah. So. Let's see what else. Lacazette top scorer League One. It's a shame we couldn't regain his former Arsenal. What does this have to do with this? Anyways, let's move on, I guess. I don't think AC will advance by winning away. Most likely a draw. You know what's interesting, though? A lot of generally the away teams actually win these kind of fixtures. I've noticed in the last couple of Serie A meetings when the two teams play against each other, which is kind of strange, you know. But obviously that wasn't true in the Champions League, of course. But we'll see, man.
Different kind of competition.
Yeah. Champions League is a different beast, man. Different beast. Milan derby semifinal would be crazy atmosphere in this home and away leg. Oh, dude, a Milan derby, man. I would love to see Milan derby. That would be insane.
When was the last time that happened in the Euro?
I don't actually know. I have to do some research, but it's probably been a very long time. Has it even happened? Yeah, I don't even know if it's ever happened before.
It's very, very strange, bro, because it's like, I mean, I know Barca and Madrid have met like once.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because we got like so many Madrid derbies like every year in the past decade, like, but we never got I don't remember the last time we got like a Milan derby.
It's because we haven't seen like the Milan teams advance to the knockout stage in a long time. I think it's like the first time we've seen both of them advance after a very long time.
And you know what else is pretty strange? Like, when's the last time, like, for example, like Arsenal have met Chelsea in the Champions League? Like, it's kind of funny. Like, they've never. I don't remember the last time they've met.
Yeah, and Bayern and Dortmund's also really rare as well. Obviously, I know 2013 final, but beyond that, we haven't seen like the local derbies usually happen. Yeah.
Except for the
Besides
Madrid
Madrid derby.
for some reason.
Yeah, that's like the only exception.
Wait for 2050 to see Espanyol versus Barcelona. Man. Can't wait.
Oh my god. Anyways, let's move on. Ace may have Magnon for penalties. I'm sure their takers would be on par with Napoli's. Oh yeah, Mike Magnon, man. This guy is an unbelievable keeper. I forgot to speak about him, and thank you for bringing that up, Matt, because this guy is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. The amount of saves he's doing is like incredible, man. And this guy, man, he's an amazing goalkeeper. I really wish he was on the World Cup squad. Unfortunately, he wasn't there because I think he got injured. So it's just a shame, man. And I'm really excited to see what he does in the Euros, man. Let's see what he can do with the national team, because that's gonna be a huge, huge achievement.
Personally, I think he's what the English press actually thought Edouard Mendy was like a year ago.
Yeah, let's hope it's not like a short-term thing where, because we all know Mendy was really good the first season.
Exactly.
But after the first season, but it's so far from what we have seen, it's not like a purple patch. Like, he's actually really good because he was great. Yeah, he was influential for Milan to win the Scudetto last season, of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should Napoli swap Lazan for Pulisic over the summer? Pulisic at Napoli.
That'd
way. Be good.
No way.
No. I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I don't think it's gonna happen, Albert Cardonis. And I don't. Lozano at Chelsea. Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you don't want to end up being like the Mexican Murdic,
Yeah, Pulisic, man. I don't know. I don't know which club suits him. I don't know which club he needs. Maybe just go back to Dortmund. Maybe just go back to Dortmund.
Inter Miami, man.
Oh man, I basically go out. Their thunderstruck side will be on a highway to. I don't think I should say that word, but interesting, man. Interesting. Good one, Matt's low. What did you guys discuss about Chelsea? You can always watch the replay. Ravens. We just discussed before this game. So yeah, Ashel says your turn, Albert. Do you think Bayern is going to battle Bundesliga after the game? The players are fighting. The dressing room is probably not good right now. We'll speak about Bayern a bit later, but let's speak about Bayern because it's a complete mess, man. It's a complete mess.
Spoiler
says for AC Milan. For AC Milan, it's a long way to the top. Sebastian says we'll go to the semifinals. We have Magnon. He'll do everything to not let Napoli score. We'll see, man. Alcar says if Napoli lose, they legally have to change the logo to L. God, come on, man. Come on. They're gonna win the Scudetto, man. Like, at least they can at least say they won a trophy this season. FC Special says Napoli should bounce back, but Kim and Jay will be costly, and Gisa too. Match Channel says Lodge comes on, he will shoot a thrill. HQR says Leao or Kvara. Ooh, who do you think is better? Actually, it's actually an interesting question.
Kvara, yeah, but Leao's he's a better. I think goal scorer, especially in big games, so you could say that.
Yeah, it's tough because I think both players are kind of like the same kind of similar profile, let's say. But I think based on this season, Kvara's been better. Leao has been struggling a lot this season. He hasn't done that.
I'll say Leao is like what like I would have hoped Timo Werner would have become, but I guess not.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Yeah. Raven says Leo. First leg. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. I'm thinking 2-0 Napoli after extra time or maybe 1-1. Yes, Poi says. Plus, I think we get to the final. We have the best goalkeeper in the world right now, Mike Non. All right, man. Sebastian says 2-1 AC Milan. Messi. Wow. Okay. All right. 3-1 Napoli, Osimhen, and Kvaratskhelia. Melissa Jones says he's going to be easy win for Napoli. Ooh. All right, man. I've asked Sebastian on ED. I think we'll do that next time. I think it's a bit too late for today's stream. He can definitely join the match reaction, but I think for now it's fine. We'll just have Vast be here. My memories, any team but City. Poi says Milan played into the UCL 2005. Oh wow, I didn't actually know this. Thank you for telling us, man. Jealousy Specialist says, as long as for a trade or versus it doesn't win the UCL, be happy.
I mean, it's gonna be a sad day for you.
It's. I'm afraid to say, man, Jealousy, it's very likely.
It's over
right now. I'm not gonna say over just yet, but it's most likely. It's gonna be one of those two teams. It's most likely. The question for both sides. Are you ready? HQR says such a bad mistake for Bayern to sack Nagelsmann. Bayern usually make good decisions. Yeah, we'll discuss Bayern in a bit. Let's keep in tabs of this game, man. And Napoli, there are 60 points because we have not Magnon for most of the season. Plus Lazio, Inter, Juve, Roma, Atalanta. Oh, come on, man. Sebastian, I know you're trying. I know you're trying to say Milan should. Dude, Napoli have been amazing this season, man. And even when Milan, I understand the Magnon injury is true, but dude, like Napoli have been amazing this season, you know. And I don't think, personally, for me, even if you guys had Magnon for this entire season, I don't think you guys would be first. I think Napoli would still be first in the league. So, yeah, man. I mean, we'll see next season, man. We'll see next season. I mean, we'll see what happens next season, man. But yeah, Leo Cavara. HCR says, I hope Lens League 1. PSG lost more games 2023 so far than all of 2022. Sebastian's Leao all day. Leao's played with a goat Ronaldo. Kovar over Leao. 90% Leao shots and crossing towards the moon. Antonio says, Forza Milan. Sebastian says, Forza Milan. So he said, yes, Sebastian. Antonio says, vamos, man. Good luck, man. Best of luck, man. AC leaving the cells open is a shot in the dark. Okay, I think I ran my course with AC/GC puns. Okay, it'd be close in the league, though. I mean, I don't think anyone's saying it wouldn't be closer. I just think that I still think Napoli would be first in Serie A.
So. But like, how shitty would be like to be a Liverpool fan right now? Like, I mean, you're seeing like your most historic Champions League rivals in AC Milan on one side. Then you're seeing Real Madrid was like the bogey of the bogey teams. And then you're seeing like Man City is like the team that like broke your heart so many times, like rival City as well. Like, I mean, like this is like a nightmare situation for a Liverpool fans, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, the only way it could get worse is if like United win the Europa League somehow.
Yeah. Fair play to Napoli. They are great and they have been poor in the league, largely due to one of the worst summer transfer markets thanks to our owners. We have no depth, but we are healthy now. So, yeah, that's the truth, man. Like, I think Milan for me, they had it. They've been great. The summer transfer window, man, it was terrible, man. Like Milan, they only got Origi, I think, this summer. Like, and Charles De Ketelaere, I think. Like, they really should have got more sense, especially as center back. They were supposed to get Botman, I think.
That's why they couldn't defend their title.
Yeah, so yeah, and people don't realize that depth is very important nowadays. It's not about how good the team is; it's about having depth. And you're seeing a lot of teams now. A lot of teams that have injuries, so a lot of recurring injuries, a lot of crucial players get injured. It's about can you replace those injured players? You know. Anyways,
so the game is about pace and power nowadays, man. You have to be able to like run for 90 minutes. You have to be able to press for 90 minutes. You have to be able to hustle. So like having that squad depth over a season like helps a lot with that.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the poll, guys. So most of you guys are going Napoli to win, 58%. Most of you, and then 25% Milan win, and 70% draw. So yeah. Before we move on to the next game, man, what's your final verdict on this game? Vast, what's your prediction?
It entirely depends on if Osimhen plays. If he starts, the whole complexion of Napoli changes because you have that dynamic of like Kamara and Osimhen. Without Osimhen, it becomes very difficult. I think Milan know the Maradona Stadium like well enough. I mean, they've been here many times. So like, I think they can do it. Like if Osimhen doesn't play, but if Osimhen does play, then like I think Napoli can turn it around. Yeah,
because for me, Raspadori I don't think that guy's that great. And they tried Elmas as striker, it failed miserably.
Yeah.
So like it didn't work out. So like they have to like Osimhen has to be firing for Napoli. So I agree with you, man. If Osimhen doesn't really have a good game, it's really hard to see him having it's really hard to see Napoli advancing, in my opinion. Antonio says Origi. Sorry, let me read this comment. Origi, Des, and De Ketelaere have contributed 0. Yeah.
Of course.
Diaz, a promising center back from Germany, who seems interesting. So, yeah, man. Yeah, the Milan summer window was tragic, man. It was tragic. Like De Ketelaere is a good prospect, but the guy, you need experienced players, you know. And Origi, he's past his prime.
This transfer window by Milan reminded me of their 2014 transfer window, and Antonio knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Thankfully, they have a really good first team now, so it didn't really mean that much. But yeah, I mean, the first team, yeah. So it's not good, man. The owners of Milan, yeah, they better do something. They better make up some good transfers this summer because last summer was disappointing, man. Anyways, I think we spent enough time on that game. So Let's go ahead and move on to the next game, man. Actually, before we move on, I do want to look at some insights for that Napoli Milan real quickly. Just really briefly here. We'll speed through this, guys. So the 50% is wins for Napoli, 26% for draw, and 20% for Milan to win. So Napoli have already lost to Milan in April, losing 4-0 Serie A at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium and 1-0 San Siro in the first leg of the tie. The last side to beat them 3 times in one season was Lazio in 94-95. Wow. Milan have just won last 3 away matches against Napoli, all in Serie A. Their joint longest away winning run against them, including a 4-0 victory this month. The last team they beat twice away from home this season was Sampdoria in 2015-2016. Milan had hold a 1-0 lead from the first leg against Napoli, last reaching the UEFA Champions League semifinal 6-7. They have only been eliminated twice after winning the first leg of a knockout tie, 0-3-0-4 versus Deportivo La Coruña, and then versus Barcelona last 16. Interesting both is against Spanish teams. Yeah. You seems like you have some connection issues, it seems. I hope it's all clear. Good now. Anyways, Napoli are unbeaten the last. Napoli are unbeaten the last 12 home UEFA Champions League matches since a 4-2 defeat at Man City in November 2017. They won their 4 home games this season, scoring at least 3 goals each victory. Milan have kept a clean sheet in the last 5 UEFA Champions League matches, the best run by a side since Man City. 7 in a row. Wow. The Rossoneri have only had one longer run. The competition going 7 without conceding during the 04-05 campaign on their way to reaching the final. That is actually crazy, guys. Milan haven't conceded a goal in the knockout stage. Mm-hmm. I think they're them and Inter, I think the only 2 teams that haven't conceded. That's actually incredible. So, very, very interesting. All right. Speaking of Inter Milan, I think we should move on to them next. We're going to go ahead and move on to Benfica Inter, man. Actually, hold on. Let me look at the second leg, not the first leg. Sorry. Inter Benfica, man. Unfortunately, we don't have the insights for this one, but that's okay. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on this one, man? Vass.
It's got to be Inter, man. Like, this has got to be Inter. Like, they know how to get it done. They're a really good team. Like it's like they're not really in form, I know it, but they're like a very dangerous team in the Champions League because of like their experience. I think they're the most experienced group of players like in this half of the bracket, and that makes them like very dangerous. And they don't have to play well to beat these teams, man. They don't have to play well to beat Benfica. They don't have to play well to beat AC Milan or Napoli. I think they're just like clinical when they have to be. They got difference makers, as you've seen Barella in the last game. So I think Inter somehow they see this out. Maybe Benfica can get a draw, but because Benfica have to come out now, I just think Inter is gonna have the know-how and the space to hurt them. So I think Inter, I think they should score first in this game. To be honest, and I think the San Siro is going to be a very difficult place for Benfica to go.
Yeah. For me, I think it's really interesting because Inter, man, despite how crap their league form is, they're defensively still very difficult to break down. They don't concede a lot of goals. They can see criticize them all you will. Their attack, their defense has been really solid. They don't concede a lot of goals. And that's the thing with this Inter team is that when you have a very stable defense, you just only need 1 goal to win the game. That's just how it works, And I just think that for Inter in particular, I think they just have this in control. I think for Benfica, man, I think their defense was really hampered the first leg because Otamendi was suspended for the game. And then Ba, who's been the right back, he's pretty much out for the season, I would say. And yeah, I mean, I just think that for me, man, the thing is Inter, man, they're also at home in the San Siro. They're very good at the San Siro. They I know they lose games in San Siro here and then, but generally speaking, they're very good at home, And for Benfica, man, they didn't really create much opportunities the first leg. I know Rafa had that chance, I believe, in the first half. And in the second half, there was a great chance from Grimaldo. He should have scored that, I think. And yeah, for me, Benfica, man, they were just wasteful in the final third, And so, yeah, for me, man, I don't see how Benfica advance. They have to score 3, and scoring 3 away from home that seems unrealistic, man.
Very. They have more injuries as well.
Draxler,
especially Draxler. I think he could have been somebody to make a difference for them, whether he's coming off the bench, whether he's starting.
Yeah, Ristage as well.
Yeah, so I just can't see Inter bottling this man at home. I just don't see it happening. Sorry.
Yeah. And also, that's another thing, right? That you make a good point there. Inter they could bring Lukaku off the bench, and he could be effective. He's actually been great as a super sub. Came off the bench against Porto, and came off the bench against Benfica and got 2 goals. That's actually very interesting. So, they can bring those kind of players off the bench. Whereas Benfica, obviously, I know they can, but the quality on bench isn't as good as compared to Inter per se. And that's where I worry for Benfica here. So. Yeah, for me, man, I agree with you, man. Inter should be advancing. It's going to be difficult for Benfica to get a result, man. So, yeah, smash the like button, guys. We're up for 12 likes. Let's go, guys. So let's try to reach 15 now, guys. That would be awesome. And subscribe if you're new. So let's do a quick poll, guys. I'll read some comments, and then we're going to move on to the final game of the Champions League quarterfinals. So let me read here. Ricky will show up in the UCL final. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that HKR. But if he does, that would be pretty crazy.
I don't think Spurs in the other side of the bracket.
Barca Liverpool game was almost 4 years ago. Don't remind me, man. Don't remind me.
Yeah, how far those teams have come since then.
Yeah. Poi says, my internet is slow tonight. Oh, that sucks to hear, man. Sucks to hear. Hope your internet can get better. Antonio says, hey, Dean Sebastian, I don't mean to self-promote, but I'm part of this Milan channel called Rosanary TV that you guys would like. I see you around the same channel, so just putting it out there. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, man. It's just that nowadays, there's so many people covering football that I just don't really I don't really watch a lot of football nowadays from other channels. I mean, I watch here and there, but I don't really watch a lot of channels like that. That's the truth, because we all pretty much do the same thing. So I like to watch different stuff, and and also I'm kind of busy nowadays, so I don't really have the time. But I'll definitely try to remember it, man. Rosanary TV, because it's a very I think I've heard this channel before. It's a really good Italian channel.
It's actually.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. And
I did not know you were part of that channel, Antonio.
Yeah, that's cool to know, man. Thank you for letting us know, man. Definitely check it out more, man. Macho said the wind is out of Benfica's sail, or in this case, Eagle Wings. Nelson and Jensei says going to be a draw or 1-0 for Benfica. I expect a game like against Porto, total defense. Yeah, that's probably that might be true actually. Inter, because I remember that second leg, man. Porto, I don't know how they didn't score. Inter, Porto has so many chances in that game. Oh man, that was for me. I don't think Benfica will be as. I don't think it will be that dramatic, but it very well could be. So I guess we'll see. Mass Channel says Inter Milan 1, Benfica 1. HCR says Enzo regretting going to Chelsea or no? Chelsea lost 2-0. Benfica also lost 2-0. How that's actually interesting, man. That's actually very interesting. Both of his teams lost 2-0. Wow, Benfica, man. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. I guess I see you tomorrow, Sunday or Monday, whenever I talk to you, AD. All right, man. Take care, man, Sebastian. LC Milan. Liverpool and Chelsea now in Europe next season. Chelsea. Have you heard of Half Hope Football? The Jinx King himself. Who hasn't heard this guy? If you haven't heard this guy, you're under the rock.
To be honest, he's not as much of a jinx as Trey, man. Trey United, the Twitter account. If you know that guy.
Oh yeah, that guy, man.
Trey is way worse than Half Hope, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people can't stand Half Hope. I mean, Half Hope is at least tolerable compared to Trey. I'm just saying this to here.
I don't know. To be honest, I think Trey is funnier than Half Hope, dude. But the thing is, Half Hope is he intentionally wants to get under people's skin with his anti-Messi agenda. That's the thing.
Yeah. Anyways, let's we'll discuss that another time. I feel like they're not listening to us right now. Ruben Diaz, Ederson will be key for bet. Albert, man, come on, man. They're both Man City players. Don't forget about
Bernardo Silva, man. Don't forget Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, don't forget, man. Don't forget. Joao Felix, man. Joao Felix, of course.
Oh my
god. I lost hope in football players. A lot of them don't have good manners. Mane is humble, donates, but he also got angry at Sane, apparently punished him. Well, okay. Well, I think it's a good way to segue to the Bayern game.
Do you want to talk about that incident, by the way?
Oh, man. I mean, I guess we can discuss briefly, but I don't want to discuss too much. So let's keep it brief. Let's keep it brief. Man, Bayern is a mess, man. Bayern is a complete mess at the moment. The board, on the field, off the pitch, what's going on with Bayern Munich, man? It's like FC Hollywood.
I think there's so much drama in football nowadays, dude. You see the thing with Achraf Hakimi and his wife. You see the Valverde incident. This like so much drama going on in Chelsea, then like you see like this incident at Bayern, like there's just so much drama. It's like I don't remember a time when there was this much drama in football.
Yeah, and a lot of this is like off the pitch. A lot of this is not even football. I mean, of course it's football related, but it's not like we don't really, because the thing is like we only watch them on the pitch. We don't know their lives off the pitch. For what we know, we assume that they're good, but the reality is like people are different. People are different how they act. I guess, but yeah. I mean, for Bayern, man, I mean, it's a mess, man. I mean, the sacking the whole Nagelsmann situation, and then bringing Tuchel, and like I mean, you're obviously a Bayern fan, so I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
No, I'm not, man, dude. I was actually like I was no, but really I was like I'm telling you, like I was actually like doing juju for them because yeah, it was actually like and I still am actually. If you go to see my Twitter, like I still have like the Bayern, the Ribery like thing, and like the German font and everything. Like
because I'm pretty sure you're a Madrid fan.
Yeah. Okay. Like let's leave that to one side, but like,
okay. Tell us as a neutral. Just tell us as a neutral, actually.
Yeah. Like, I mean, of course, yes. Since like I have nothing to do, but like I definitely wanted City to go through in this tie. I was very happy with the first like result. I think like all the dumb people, like if you just like follow the preview up to this game, like all the dumb people, like reactionary people, all said Bayern was gonna win. Right? Because like they got Tuchel, they got like this, they got that, like they got the 6 Champions League, pedigree, history, all this like narratives that you see typically, and all the smart people like pundits, ESPN, some of the smarter like Twitter accounts, a handful of them, like they favored Man City because they've got the manager, they've got the tactics, they've got the more technical players, and I think that's really the key. They've got a more balanced team, they've got more weapons, they have more technical players compared to Bayern, and I think like the main issue like with Bayern actually like going into the game, like, and just like ever since COVID ended, really like they didn't really face like a good team like that year anyway, but like ever since COVID ended, like it's been like kind of like the similar like issue for them. And to be honest, like other than like the fact that like your team Barcelona, like I mean has made La Liga look very bad, to be honest, against Bayern. But the truth is, like, Bayern actually don't have a very good record against, like, teams that play the Spanish way. The Juego de Posesión, like La Liga football with technical midfielders, like, 3-4 midfielders who are very technical, who can play through the press, all that kind of stuff. Like, that kind of strategy actually works very well against Bayern. Like, you saw Villarreal use it. You saw Real Madrid use it so many times. You saw Atleti do it in 2016 as well. And now you're seeing Man City, like, who are obviously play more like a La Liga team than anything else. Like, and Pep has built them, like, from that possession, very proactive, like, approach. You see, like, they, like, have been fruitful in this as well. And the problem, again, is Bayern's board, because, like, the main issue with this team, like, was not Nagelsmann, dude. Like, the main issue with this team was actually the fact that they don't have a good midfield. Like, and like ever since COVID, right? Like when they lost Thiago, they never replaced him. And since then, it's been quarterfinals exit to PSG, quarterfinals exit to Villarreal, and now you're looking down the barrel of another quarterfinals exit to Man City under 3 different managers now. So that's like Flick, Nagelsmann, and now it's Tuchel as well. So it's not the management. If Nagelsmann was here, like, would he make a difference? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, because would it change Choupo-Moting's injury? No. Would it change Upamecano's individual mistakes? Probably not. The problem is with the team and the fact that the board hasn't really improved their midfield. Like, back when Pep was at Bayern, this team had Thiago Alcantara, Xabi Alonso, Arturo Vidal. Like, that is like a far cry from Gravenberch, Kimmich, and Goretzka. Like, I mean, people make fun of like Fede Valverde, right? Like, people make fun of Gavi and Fede a lot. Like, like Madrid and Barca fans, like, Barca fans criticize Fede, and Madrid fans criticize Gavi. But Goretzka, like, is that guy who always goes under the radar, dude, because, like, on a technical level, like what does he actually offer? like just like looking muscular, like trying to act like a German Arnold, like jogging around here and there. Like, I mean, like, what does he actually like do? Like, it's like that meme. What does he actually do? Like, and the answer is pretty much nothing because Kimmich was alone in there. Like, and most teams in Europe play with a 3-man midfield. Like 4-3-3 is the way to go. Like 4-2-3-1 hasn't been the thing since the early 2010s. Like that number 10 type of thing, like it's gone. You need to play 3 in midfield. You need to battle and press and win the ball back, control the game. Like, you need 3 good, hardworking midfielders who are press resistant, skillful on the ball. Man City had that and Bayern didn't. And that was the main difference today. Like, if you saw the chances, right? Like, I know, like, Choupo-Moting didn't play, but I think the reason Man City had the much more numerous amount of chances in the game was because they had a better midfield. And that it helped create more chances for Haaland than whatever Bayern's midfield was doing to whatever Kimmich was trying on his own.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point, Vass, you make, and I think people forget that is that at the end of the day, yes, the attack is amazing, but what good does an attack have if your midfield is unstable? Like, the midfield helps protect the attack, it gives attack chances, and it also protects the defense. It's like a and I think for example, look at Barcelona. We have like a lot of good players, a lot of good forwards on paper, but our midfield doesn't score enough goals, and you can see how it's really hurting us, And for Manchester City, right? Yes, I know Haaland's been amazing with his goals, but the goals are coming from good play from Gundogan. I think Gundogan for me was actually really underrated in the first. Like, a lot of people didn't talk about his performance because he was great in the game. I know he didn't get a goal and assist, but he was fantastic. Then I'm looking at Rodri. Obviously, I know he had to score that goal, but even beyond putting that goal aside, he had a great game in the midfield. And I just think that for me, the midfield is a very important thing. And dude, and also another thing you also make, which I thought I agree with you completely. A lot of the Bayern players, since that Champions League win have really faded away. Like, Serge Gnabry has been terrible ever since that Champions League season. And then I look at who else?
You know what, like, bro? I actually think like Thomas Muller, like, he only turns up against Barca, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, he just only specifically like he shows up in that game, and then like he's like trash everywhere else in Champions League, bro. Like,
actually, that might actually be true. That might actually be true, which is actually
he didn't even start. Like I mean, Tuchel, like, he like was talking on the importance of Muller, and he didn't even like have enough faith to start Muller in this game, bro.
And he brought him on like with like 10 minutes to go. Like, I'm like. Like, see, if he didn't start, okay, but at least come off the bench and have an impact. I mean, you can't really make an impact in 10 minutes. Like, it's just not realistic, You need at least like 20 minutes. And then obviously, Goretzka, man, this guy, like, he's like, I think people haven't discussed about him ever since that Champions League season. That I don't think he's been that great. I don't think he's been that bad. I'm not gonna say he's been bad, but he's not been as good as we thought he would be from that Champions League season. And I think Thiago, I think people are underestimating how Thiago was because he was instrumental for Bayern to win that Champions League. He was amazing. I hate to bring this up, but he was amazing against Barcelona in the 8-2 game, I'm afraid to say,
He was the best player in that game.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of people talk about Thomas Muller, a lot of people talk about Coman, a lot of people talk about Perisic and Coutinho, but I feel like he gets thrown under the radar.
Who?
Thiago for that Champions League
season. Because like even when like I think Thiago's like major breakout season at Bayern was 15-16, like when Pep like really like started to understand the players at Bayern, and like Ribery, Robben, Douglas Costa, like these guys were like very, very flashy and they took the spotlight, but the work in the engine room that like Thiago and Xabi Alonso did went like very much under the radar, like for people, like the way they used to connect passes, like find players, like change position, triangulate, like all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, that's just gone now. Like Thiago was playing so good in that season, like, and even in the treble season in 2020, like he was like I think in 2016 and in like specifically, like you could say he was like close to the level of like a Kroos or Modric, honestly, like the way he was playing. Like, they're missing that like, a lot.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think Kimmich? What about Kimmich? Do you think like this guy is as good as people say he is, or like what's your thoughts on him?
No, bro. Like, to be honest, no. Like, I mean, they say he's like the best midfielder in the world, but like there was never a situation where like he was objectively, like he was never the best midfielder in the world, bro. Like, like when they won the Champions League, like he played some of the games pre-pandemic. as a midfielder, especially when Thiago was injured. But when the lockdowns were over and the Champions League was moved to Lisbon, what happened is that like Pavard got injured and Kimmich went out to right back, and he played like that whole knockout stage almost as like an inverted right back for Bayern. Like the guy who was holding it down in the middle was Thiago. And the season after that, like I wasn't really moved much by Kimmich against PSG. I think like PSG found it very easy to like go through Bayern's midfield on the counter and like score goals and create chances. Like, especially in the second leg at Paris. Like I'm surprised they didn't score in that game because they created a lot of chances against Villarreal as well. Like you saw him getting like overwhelmed by like the technicality and like kind of like quick passes and transition, like the way Villarreal was like breaking through the press, like PSG did. And seeing the same thing again with the City, like I think he played like 2 very impressive long balls in the first leg, but other than that, it wasn't anything that like wowed me, dude. Like, when I see like KDB, like this guy wows me with his passing acumen. Like KDB's like passing, like, this is like legendary, honestly. Like the way he can like finds like players crossing through a ball outside of the boot. Like Gundogan, like his dribbling is very underrated. Like, I mean, like, he can beat a man. Like he can like hold the ball against like all the presses and everything, beat all the presses. Bernardo Silva, like, oh my dude, that guy had how many like nutmegs did that guy complete in like 10 seconds, man? Like that was everywhere. Like, he completed like 4 nutmegs in 10 seconds. Like Kimmich is not like this level, dude. And Rodri, like, bro, like that's a DM, bro. That is a bona fide number 6. Good on the ball, press resistant. He's there defensively when you need it. He's there to like disrupt. He can sit. He can bring the ball forward sometimes. He can shoot from distance. Like that is a complete number 6, man. Like I'm sorry, bro. Like Man City's midfield is just like it just blows like Bayern's midfield like way out of the water. Like there's no comparison, honestly. Like
I think because in terms of attack, I would say it's about even, but you can see the midfield, the gap is really significant, and I think that's what pretty much won the game. And obviously Bayern, they don't have a striker. That's also another thing. Why are you playing Serge Gnabry as like a false 9 kind of thing? It just doesn't work. Play Thomas Muller as striker.
Bro, the thing is that doesn't really work either, man. Like I've seen them try that against Real Madrid as well. Like that doesn't really work either. And like whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying is that. Yeah, well, I'm just saying is I think it would be much more effective than Gnabry. Just that's just.
100%, bro, 100%. Like, but like what I was like gonna say actually is that like whether people like, I mean, we can criticize him. I criticized him. Perhaps too harshly at times as well, dude. But like whatever you say, man, like going from Lewandowski to Choupo-Moting, like that is a massive downgrade, bro. That is a massive downgrade. Like I agree with you about Thomas Muller. Like maybe he should have started as like something, some kind of like striker forward. But like that downgrade is just so massive, dude. So like you've like downgraded striker, and your midfield has been downgrading for years now. So like you're seeing that.
And also Sadio Mane is not he's not a replacement. He's a good addition, but he's not a replacement because people are forgetting that Mane's not really a striker. He's a left winger, like inside forward. Lewandowski is a complete striker. Mane isn't a complete striker. So I just think for me, Bayern really got like I think as you said, man. I think you told me this a few days ago, like. They just got overwhelmed. Like this is a way better team. Like, the teams that played thus far have been disjointed. There's a lot of issues with the team. So, PSG,
whether Barcelona, it's Inter, whether it's Barca, whether it's PSG,
even Inter, man. I actually, this might be pretty crazy to say. I think Inter actually probably gave them the best game of the 3 teams.
Yeah. No, actually, I thought it was Barca in the very first game at the Allianz. Actually.
Oh, like, no, man. I'm just like. No, I'm just saying like both games in particular, like both home and away combined. Yeah. Individually, I would say Barca because I don't know how we did with the Allianz Arena, but that's a topic for another day. Yeah, that's a topic for another day. But I mean, the thing is, like I said, man, you're right, man. Bayern's midfield is very, very overrated, and the defense. I don't think the defense is particularly that bad, but it's not that amazing. Like Manchester City's defense is way better. Yeah, Manchester City's defense is way better. Akanji was amazing. Diaz, Ake, because obviously people are gonna play. Yeah,
you have to give Pep his flowers here because like the thing is that this guy's like understanding of football like is so good, like and his football IQ is so good that like he can pick up like just from like watching highlights or watching a game like which player is weak on the ball. which player should we attack, which player should we press, and like you can see, especially like what you said with Upamecano, like the way Grealish was harassing him, like teams in Bundesliga, like they won't harass Upamecano like that. Like did you see the way like how aggressively like Grealish took the ball off of him in the build up to that second goal, like how confidently he just like walked up to him, pressed him, won the ball off of him, and just like that started the move for the second goal. Like Upamecano is not used to that in the Bundesliga, but like Pep can see the weakness and they exploited that in the game.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Anyways, let's round things off in a bit, man. So yeah, I mean, I just think that for me, for a Bayern Munich, man, it's going to be interesting. So, let's see what else I want to say here. Let me read some comments. But before we read the comments, I actually want to round things off. So yeah, I think we all can see Manchester City will probably most likely win this game or even draw this game. I don't see Bayern winning this game.
No.
I don't see a comeback. I just don't.
The thing is, Man City is like Pep teams are just too well drilled, man. Like they're too disciplined, like in these kind of positions. There's the difference between Man City and PSG. PSG, they might lack the discipline, like, and they might bottle, but Man City, they don't really bottle in the same way. Either they'll lose or they'll win. So I think they're gonna win.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, guys. Interesting. So let's read some comments and then we'll probably head out, guys. We'll probably head out. We've reached the hour mark. So let's read some comments here. Oh, actually, I want to actually look at this comment. We were going to talk earlier. He said earlier in the stream. So, what's your thoughts on this HQR? I'm sorry, not HQR. Subvast. Sorry.
Well, yeah, like I mean, like I don't think so, man. Like I don't think the Bundesliga like offers anything, like because the thing is, you saw Bayern against Man City, but even if you don't watch the Bundesliga, like that's okay. Just think back to like the round of 16, and you saw the teams that are giving Bayern the competition right now. You saw Dortmund; they couldn't even score a goal at Stamford Bridge, bro. Like that is crazy. Like all they had to do was like score. At least take it to extra time, man. Like Chelsea is playing so bad. Like you're seeing how bad the team is. Like the fact that they just gave up so easily.
Yeah, and also look,
yeah,
and also look what RB Leipzig did. They disgraced themselves in the Champions League.
Horrible.
Yeah, and the Leverkusen as well. Yeah, Frankfurt. To be fair, I'll give Frankfurt some credit because they did get out of a very, very competitive group. So I'll give them at least some credit. And obviously, the same can. I'll give them that credit. But other than them, man, I think only Frankfurt can be the only team that can actually be happy with their Champions League season because they got a difficult. They got a group with Sporting and Marseille, man. A lot of people are picking Sporting to advance. I'm pretty sure. So, they were able to come through that group. So I'll give them that credit. But obviously, I know in the round of 16 they weren't good, but they were playing against Napoli, and so a lot of people, the Napoli, of course, were clear favorites. So, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I just realized a crazy stat.
Yeah.
Dortmund's the only Bundesliga team that have scored in the knockout stage of the Champions League.
I mean, like that's doesn't surprise me.
Oh, sorry. Leipzig also scored as well. Forgot in the first leg, but they didn't score. None of them scored away.
Yeah, so just 2 goals in total.
Yeah, that's really sad, man.
Yeah,
really sad. All right, let's read some more comments here. Okay. Bayern Munich have to be winning at halftime. Bayern have a chance. They're 2-0 before added time. The thing is, though, I don't see them scoring 2. At most, they're going to score 1, I think.
No, but they can score 2. But like, I don't see how you stop Man City from scoring.
Oh yeah. Actually, let me rephrase. They could score 2, but can they keep a clean sheet? That's the bigger question. And which I don't think so. I actually don't think so. Or 3-1 equivalent, etc. Tuchel couldn't do the magic he did at Chelsea. Yeah, I think the Bayern was thinking that, okay, you can do this at Chelsea, so if we just bring him in, he'll win the Champions League. It's not that simple, man.
Do you want me to touch on that real quick?
Yeah, just well, you can touch on it briefly. Just make it very brief.
Yeah. Like the difference is that like at Chelsea, like he came in February, bro. Like it's April.
Yeah.
Like, if he came in February, like he might have been able to do something. Really, like if he came in February when they were playing PSG, like or just before the PSG game, like PSG are so bad. I think like even in this state, like Bayern probably knocks them out because of how dysfunctional they are. and he would have had an extra couple of months to know the players and everything, make a game plan, use the international break, fully utilize the international break to make a plan against Man City. But when you bring him in like during the international break, give him 2 weeks, like it's not gonna happen. Sorry.
Yeah. Mastro says Bayern away will be tough, but a healthy aggregate lead takes them a long way. Yeah, man, that is true. Man City away from home is not really that particularly that great in the Champions League. That is worth mentioning. So I do like your point, Matt. But like I said, I think Man City should be enough. Like as long as they get a draw, that's all they need. They don't need to win.
I would like to remind you as well that like Villarreal got a draw here last season, and PSG won the season before.
So yeah, and even if Bayern win, they're gonna win by like 1 or 2. Like I don't think they're gonna win by 3. So like they won't be advanced still. Yeah. HR says, Bayern, give me free and give me fire, give me COVID or I retire. Oh, man. Why was Nagelsmann even side? Bayern were second, only 1 point behind. I still don't know, man. I think there was something with the board or what. I don't even know, honestly.
No, you're right, actually, bro. You're right. You should speak on that because, like, it's definitely not the results, dude. There's something because Nagelsmann is still under contract at Bayern for another 6 years. They're just paying him, like, for hatching eggs, like, at his house. Like, he's still making money off of them. I think there's something internal going on, actually.
Yeah. And obviously, we don't know that. They're not going to obviously tell us this. So we're just speculating here. But, I think something must have happened beyond the scenes because apparently Nagelsmann didn't even know he was sacked until the day of, which is really, like, messed up and entirely. Like, yeah. Tuchel said he fell in love with Bayern after this defeat. Tuchel. I mean, you can't really for people blaming Tuchel on this Bayern defeat is stupid. Like it's not. Obviously, he might have done some things better tactically speaking, but the thing is, like the bigger issue is that the squad isn't good enough. That's the real truth, So, yeah, because Nagelsmann isn't that great. Man City are going to advance. There's no way Pep blows us league.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Flick's Bayern, man. Flick's Bayern was something else on another level. Yeah, dude, Bayern under Hansi Flick were insane.
Again, dude, I don't think so, man, because who did they play? And they lost to PSG. And they had a striker in that game. They had Choupo-Moting. They had everybody.
I mean, it's because it's better than what we have seen under Nagelsmann than Tuchel so far. Would you agree with that?
I don't think so, dude. I think Nagelsmann's record this season was more impressive than Flick's, actually. Dude. And many people thought Nagelsmann was helming a better Bayern team than Flick. Like I said, man, like the Flick Bayern team, like they didn't face anybody, bro. Like you can't tell me like the best team that they played was PSG. I mean, the best team that they played like in those 2 years was PSG, bro. Like and PSG beat them once, and the other time in the final, PSG should have won because they had way more chances than Bayern in that final.
Yeah, and also, on that point, Bayern also smashed every team in that Champions League. Like, besides PSG, like there wasn't even that great competition. The competition wasn't that great.
See, as now, like as a Madrid fan, I'm actually seeing my team play against Lampard's Chelsea, who faced Bayern that season, dude, and oh my god,
yeah. Oh man! All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on. Master, they had no mercy. Okay, I'll give you that. They had no mercy. Like they were definitely very ruthless. I play with the 4-2-1-2 and it works for me because I'm a special one. Tim and Albert 4-1-2-1-2. Liverpool's midfield. Oh man, what happened to Kimmich, man? Yeah, man, what happened to Kimmich?
He's okay, man. He's okay. He tried his best, to be honest. Like he's not the best midfielder in the world, bro. Sorry, like he's good, world class, but he's not the best.
Yeah. Maybe Coman is a finals merchant and PSG merchant. KDB, best midfielder, no debate.
Yeah.
Is Liverpool 2019 final similar to Bayern 2020 final? We don't expect Spurs or PSG to win it.
No, literally.
Yeah. Man City, Chelsea, Man City were favorites but lost. Victor Pleasant scored against Bayern. Haaland is... Oh, man. I mean, Victor Pleasant scored against Barca too as well, so... Oh, man. Haaland's still 6 goals away from Ronaldo's 17-goal record. Oh, yeah, actually, I want to answer. Let's go. This is a really good question for us to round things off. Last question here. Will Haaland break Ronaldo's Champions League goal scoring record?
Dude, like, if you really stat pads, like, okay, maybe not this season, dude, but, like, maybe next season he can. Because 6 goals is a lot, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, he's going to have to – I don't think – dude, he's going to be playing most likely Real Madrid next to the next stage, and I don't think he's going to score 6 against Real Madrid.
And he only scored 1, like, against Bayern, so, like, I don't know. Unless he really goes ballistic in the second leg, which it makes possible, but I don't think so.
Yeah, Bayern Munich won, Manchester City won. All right,
Good prediction.
interesting. I don't expect this from Monty though. Bayern's morale is down. They might bottom Bundesliga. Come on, they won.
I mean, if they do, then.
Oh man, we're finished, man. Barca's finished, and that happens.
Yeah.
I'm saying this right now. I can guarantee you that if Bayern somehow don't win the Bundesliga, Bayern will be in Barca's group next season. You heard it here first. I'm saying this right now.
You know, I saw a meme actually like on Twitter that said like Muller's like whatever like losses we took today, we'll take it out on Barca next season.
Oh my god. Don't I say what's top 5 leagues right now? Okay, let's quickly do this. First is
the Prem.
Yeah, Premier League. I'd say second based on this season. I would actually say Serie A.
Serie A.
Yeah, I would say for me personally. The third, I will say
it could be the Bundesliga, honestly.
Yeah, I'll probably say Bundesliga.
Yeah.
The fourth, I wouldn't even put League on in this. I'll put Liga NOS for me personally.
Yeah.
And the fifth, La Liga, man. That's my top 5.
Yeah, like I'll say like fourth and fifth is like kind of honestly tied between La Liga and the Portuguese league. I think those are actually pretty close right now. Shocking.
I think I'll put Liga NOS higher simply because 2 of the 3 teams advanced to the Champions League knockout stage. So
dude, La Liga was so bad in Europe this season, man. Like in Europa as well.
Yeah.
United pimp slapped all the La Liga teams.
Yeah, HQR, man. Watching Bayern struggle. Ronaldo would fire Tuchel like did Rudy Garcia. Winning mentality low. Oh my god. And
don't forget he did with Santos as well, man. With Portugal.
Yeah, Santos, man. And with Sarri as well, right?
Yeah, basically.
Portuguese league better than League One. Yeah, for me this season, I would say. I would say this season, man. So yeah, unless maybe Nice win the maybe win the conference. Actually, even if they win the conference league, I probably won't change my mind.
I wanted to give you another stat actually. Like, see like Liverpool. You see how far down they are in the table, right? And you see PSG is like first in Liga. But since the World Cup, PSG and Liverpool have lost the same number of games in all competitions. But look where PSG is and look where Liverpool is in the table. Yeah. And that shows you how bad Liga is.
Yeah. So let's look at the win probability before we head off. So Bayern's 36%, extra time is 26, and Man City's 38. I don't know why the odds shouldn't be this close. It really shouldn't be, but
maybe they're just giving it from this particular game and not the aggregate.
Yeah, I think they're talking about this game as well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and read some last couple of comments. So, Matt, your last comment, we'll read from today. Well, actually, you have one more comment afterwards, and I'll read it. That will be the last one. Matt Shell says, Premier League first, La Liga second, third Serie A, fourth Bundesliga, fourth Portuguese Liga, and Eredivisie is also better than League One. Now, is this like all time or like based on this season? Because if it's based on this season, I definitely don't agree. But if it's all time, okay, then I might agree. You know?
Yeah. I would say Serie A is number 1 all time, though.
Well, maybe not all time, but like, the last decade or so. Let me rephrase. Okay. So, yeah. Anyways, man, thank you, Fast, for coming on here, man. It was great. It's been a while since you've been on my channel, so it was nice to see. Hopefully, you can join for our match review on Wednesday. That will be coming up here. And yeah, man, so thank you for joining, man. I do appreciate it, man. So, yeah, man, we'll see what happens in semifinals, man, because semis could be very interesting. We could have a Man City versus Real Madrid. Repeat a last season semifinal, and then obviously the Milan derby potentially. So it should be very interesting to see what happens.
Those are some big semifinals, yeah.
Yeah, the semis will definitely be really interesting. So yeah, man, thank you for coming on, man. I do appreciate it, man. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below your thoughts in the comment section below if you're watching the replay. And also make sure you guys check out my other podcasts in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.